keep it 100 high school sports on this Friday morning, playoff Friday morning, folks.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing this morning, Mr. RT and Big E? What's going on?
Man, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I can't complain because it's Friday and then it's playoff, and I mean playoff.
Playoffs. Speaking of
playoffs.
Congratulations, sir, on what was that team?
Hey, we beat Omogie. Them Jones Longhorns, 6th grade team will be playing this Saturday at 4:30. At 4:30.
Where about?
At Jones Stadium, at our home stadium.
Oh.
We're hosting the Super Bowl.
You hosting it?
But I'll tell you real quick, Big RT, I'm kind of nervous about that.
Why?
Because we only got one loss, and that was at home. We went on the road last week.
Yeah.
And beat Omogie.
Just like Eli said.
Eli said, the bus.
Yeah.
He called it. And the linebacker did help us a lot. But I tell you, they didn't have nothing from our offense, RT.
I heard that running back was the real deal.
Hey, he was getting off. I got to give it to the twin, man. Hey, Derek Timpton got off. He had a Heisman night.
Okay.
He had 2 touchdowns. He had an 80-yarder. He had another 60-yarder on the ground. And I just tell you, man, the kid played lights out. He had an interception.
Okay.
I just tell you, man, we did great things, man. I mean, they brought it. I'm telling you right now, man. Coach Martin, you know, the Jones coach, he took a job. He's going to be going to Texas Tech. If people didn't know, that's what we do. We keep it 100. And so we let people know what's going on, but he will be taking a job. But he won't get to see these young men that we kind of talked about a couple of weeks because I think this team can help him win another state championship because these guys are the real deal, man. The whole team, from the offensive line, defensive line, quarterback, running backs, I mean, they just play as a team, man. There's no superstars. We got a bunch of stars.
Okay.
That's what I like. Man. We got a bunch of stars. But, folks, we're going to have a special guest tonight. This morning, I'm sorry. I'm so fired up because, hey, it's playoff week. The weather is changing. The leaves are falling. And, hey, you're going to have to get you some of them hand warmers while you're sitting in the stands tonight, this morning, or whatever you want to do because it's playoffs. And I love playoffs because, hey, there's going to be some upsets tonight. And guess what? It ain't like, hey, you got week 1, week 2, because guess what happened after you lose this game?
It's over.
You go home and you put your stuff in the locker room and you get ready for your banquet. But, folks, we're going to bring on a special guest straight out of the Westmoore head coach, Zoe Williams. How you doing, Zoe?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Hey, we can't complain. We got RT and Big E here with me this morning, and we just want to talk to you, man. I know this year has been a tough year, but I know you're going to bounce back and get things turned around over there at Westmoore. I know the team is young, and I know it hurts your heart that you're not playing tonight. Because it is playoffs, but I just wanted to just kind of talk to you because I know, hey, is there anybody that can get this thing turned around at Westmoore is you. So tell me a little bit about the season, Zoe, because I know you didn't have the season you wanted to have.
Yeah, man. Obviously, we didn't do what we need to do over here. You know, as a head coach, you got to take responsibility. That it's on me. I got to get it right, and I will get it right. That's kind of the nature of the beast here. You know what I mean? So we had a down year this year. I mean, we was real young, played a lot of young players. Man, we got a couple of the bright spots of the defense. I think we was pretty close to leading the state in takeaways. I think we had 23 takeaways on the season, which is a phenomenal job by our defense coordinator and defense. You know what I mean? I think we had the number 1 tackle in the state, through 10 games. Casey Bird, who's going to be a junior, he'll be back next year again. Young guy, first year playing Friday nights. Be back for us next year. We had a couple kids in the top 5 in sacks and TFL. So defensive-wise, we played really good. Just not able to take care of the football on our side, on the offensive side of the ball. So, we turned it over probably about 27 times this year, which is a lot of turnovers for anybody, let alone being in one season. So people want to know why we 2-8. Starts right there, with the turnovers, and then again that's on me. We got to stress take care of the ball a little bit better with our young quarterbacks and with our young guys running the ball and stuff like that. So we got a lot coming back next year. We got a lot to build off of, a lot of positive stuff coming in and things people doing the right thing. So I think we're gonna be fine. It's always an ebb and flows in these multi-school districts. You're going to be on top for a while, and you're going to be on the bottom for a while. But hopefully, we're going to spend very much time at the bottom and way more time at the top. So that's what we're looking for.
Yes, sir. I understand that. But Zoe, you like you said, you came into this season with a lot of hope. With a lot of going on. Last year you had the COVID year. You had some kids bounce around, but then you have some kids move in this year that's going to help the program. And it seems like, you guys just kind of never got it started. You went to Texas and never got it jump started. And I know it's tough, especially a guy like yourself being an ex-Bomber, playing at Missouri in it was a big A or Big 12 you played in.
Hey, Tony ain't that old, man. Big 12, man.
Big 12.
Big
But I know
12,
you
yeah.
played for some. I know you played for a couple titles, and you played in some big ball games. And you was in Missouri playing against Florida. So I know you're a competitive guy. So I know it had to be tough going to these games and coaching these games and not getting the results that you know you can get. So, I mean, I'm just going to ask you, because I keep it 100, and I'm tough on you on this show because you are my family, but hey, that's what I can do because you can take it. Some of these people want to take, I'll tell you what they want to do. They want to email me, they want to Twitter me and be like, why are you talking about my team? Why are you talking about my players? But that's why I do. That's why we keep it 100 here, because that's what we got to do. We're not like OK Prep. We're not going to tell you all the good things. We're going to tell you the good and we're going to tell you the bad. Ain't that right, Big RT?
And the ugly.
And the ugly. Ain't that right, Big E?
Yes, sir.
That's what we do here, Zoe. But I just want to know, man, because I know it hurts me because I know you, my family, you had a tough year. And when you have a tough people, everyone want to step on you. I'm going to step on you, but I'm also going to pick you up. Okay. So just tell me what we can do to get things fixed because I know you can do it because I know it's tough when you got your counterpart over at Norman, over at Sophomore. You know, no one really seen it coming. I thought it might happen. The guy goes 3-8 and he loses the job. But I tell you right now, it's good that Westmoore did keep you because it's tough. You know that, man. In this type of business, if you ain't winning, guess what? They looking for the next man.
Yeah, nobody want to know about the labor pains, man. They just want to see the baby. You know, that's pretty much that's the job we living in. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear about the road or how many bumps is in it. None of that kind of stuff. They just look at, the world measures the results, and I'm in a result-based business. I got to get results. So, like you said, one thing about you, man, I tell everybody on this listening, like, yeah, I mean, we family, man, and the thing that kept me grounded and kept me going was people that kept it 100 with me. So that's, I mean, and we've been doing that since we was kids. So it ain't never gonna be a situation where I'm gonna be emailing you and nothing like that kind of stuff. I appreciate it because it keep you grounded. Even when I'm good, you got something to say.
No, that's
even
it.
When I'm bad, you got something to say.
That's
how it works. You know what I mean? And that's how we've been able to be so successful in our lives because we always got people around us to keep us grounded. So I embraced it. You know, I got to take it head on. As a head coach, I can't run away from the situation. You know what I mean? It's right in front of my face. So I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna step on it. I'm gonna take responsibility for it, and I'm definitely gonna get it better. That's how it works.
I like that, Zoe, because you kept it 100 right there. Because, like I said, everybody likes bad news. You know, when it's good news, if you's over winning, you don't want to be really talking about you. But when you're over there losing, oh man, Zoe did this. Oh, Zoe did that. But guess what, though, Zoe? I got to keep it real with you, man. You know, you had OSSAA knocking on your door, thinking you had some kids move in or transfer it in, and then do the things right. You know how that stuff is. But at the end of the day, man, it's all about coaching these kids because every high school is doing it. I'm gonna keep it 100. Everybody's doing it. Now they might not. Some do it a little different. Some might move in. Some might not ever move. They still might be in that same house they live in when they did move. But that's just real talk, though. But I just tell you, though, man, it's a tough business you in because I tell you, man. Yesterday I was really caught off guard when Josh Norman. I figured they would give him one more year, man. 3 years, man, it's kind of tough. He had one of his best running back in that moving to Duncanville, Durham. So it kind of hurts, though. But I just tell you, I know you can't worry about that because you got to take care of your own house. But, what do you think you can do next year? Because I know you had a 2-quarterback system. And, what can you do next year to try to make things better, though? Because the freshman team was good. The JV team was good. And you do got some guys coming up. But I tell you, and I'm just being real because, if you don't have another good year, you could be like a Josh Norman.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, I know what I'm up against. But, one thing that I know, the hearts of the guys in this locker room, I know that we just graduated 18 seniors. We got 11 seniors next year. So we only got 11 juniors right now. We got 48 sophomores and we got 80 freshmen. Woo. So we're gonna be young again next year. You know what I mean? But some of these young guys had a lot of experience this year.
Yes, sir.
They be able to turn it around. So I know what we need to do. The biggest things we gotta do is just make sure we take care of the kids. We gotta make sure they love them. That they know we love them. That they can trust us. I think a lot of the times, people in the stands, is separating people away from each other. You know what I mean? Like we don't spend enough time loving each other and taking care of each other. So when it comes down to it, when you need it, you don't trust the people you're around. That's something that can't happen. You got to be able to trust the people you're around. You got to be able to trust the people that's coaching you, trust the people that's taking care of you and stuff like that. So you can go out there and perform at a high level. So that's one of the things that we got to get fixed around here. Is everybody got to be on the boat. We talk about building the boat on a regular basis. Like you got to be on it. If you're not on it, you got to go. Like it's really that simple. There's no hard feelings either. I'd rather you just leave and go somewhere else. If that's what you want to do, then stay here and be a counselor to the situation. And that's something we got to make sure we got to get cleaned up pretty quick because that's the difference between being 2-8 and 8-2. When you fighting on every front, fighting parents, fighting players, fighting administration, fighting teachers, fighting, everybody. We can't be fighting. Everybody got to be on the same page. We all got to be moving together to make it work. Because if you're not together, it don't work. So that's how it works. You know what I mean? It's just keeping it 100. We got to be all in the same boat. Everybody got to be rowing the same direction. If that's happening, it's kind of hard for you to lose. But if it's not happening, man, people going different directions, you ain't never gonna get to where you need to get to. So
okay, RT, you got anything?
Yeah, Coach. So when you mentioned how it wasn't like one family, probably a little bit divided here and there. You as a coach, what is your plan to try to, I guess, improve that behavior, or going forward, setting expectations or advice for any coach that may be experiencing something similar, as far as not everyone is on the same page, including from parents, players, administration. What is your plan of action for that?
Well, first thing you got to do, you got to meet with the administration. I'm already talked to a few of my guys, and we're going to have another meeting again in a couple of weeks, but just kind of giving my plan. That's the step-by-step situation of what I need to happen and what needs to go on. The second thing is I got to control what I can control. You know what I mean? I'm a very emotional person in general. So, like, I was an emotional player. I'm an emotional coach. Like, I was just an emotional person in general. You know what I mean? So, I can't worry about what people are saying about me around that don't have no idea about the business of football. Like, I got to worry about the people I can control, and that's the kids. So we got to just spend way more time with the kids, loving the kids, taking care of the kids, making sure they understand how much we love them and take care of them. So when it do come down to we got to coach you hard. You can trust it. You understand that nobody is here trying to bring you down. We all trying to bring you up. Everybody's trying to get you into another situation, and then we got to be able to take that criticism, like teach them how to take criticism. Because that's one thing today. We dealing with a lot of things today as coaches in general, man. And you talk to any coach, they tell you, like, a lot of things we're dealing with today, we didn't have to deal with these things when I was a kid. Like, I didn't have a cell phone. We wasn't playing for the likes. We was playing for this because we loved the game.
Yes, sir.
Like, when we was playing hard, for our homies. Like, I got my boys over here, like, Tony, Jerry, all my homies, you know what I mean? I'm playing hard for these guys because these are the only people that I know. It ain't people outside of my situation that's worried about me. It's the people that's inside my situation, that's in my circle, that I got to go out there and play hard for. It's the people I got to answer to. So that's what we got to get. We got to build that type of, like, relationship with each other. Like, it ain't the people outside of the football program that you need to be, like, worrying about pleasing. It's the people on this team that you got to be making sure taken care of. Like, and it's not a hard thing to do. It's just take time. It take a little bit of time, and, like, putting a little bit more time and effort into relationship building, and knowing the kids, let them know you love them and you're going to take care of them. And, sometimes people going to say stuff that could or could not be true, but you got to make sure you always protecting the program, and people outside the program try to bring it down. So that's where we're at right now. You know what I mean? That's the best way to do it. You got to attack the situation head on. You can't run from it.
Yes, sir.
You got to make sure that you handle it what you can handle. Like, I know what I can control. I can't control what people think about me outside of my program. Can't do that, but I can definitely control how the kids know how I feel about them inside the program. About that's just daily actions and getting it taken care of. Usually, if you do it the right way, it ain't gonna take long for the kids to start trusting you, start believing in you again, and make sure they know that you the guy for the job.
I believe that's the right plan of action. The more you love those kids, the more the kids' parents, supporters, administration will see that, and they'll love you even more for doing that. So I like that plan and approach, because at the end of the day, it is about building those relationships and showing them kids that you believe in them, bringing the best out in them. A lot of times these kids don't have that at home. So when they get that from these coaches, they'll remember you forever. So, yeah, I like that approach that you'd be taking.
Biggie, you got anything?
Yeah, for next year, I know it's a ways away, and, you got off-season program and everything to worry about. But what's your message to, the Westmoore fans, Westmoore supporters about next year and what they can expect next year and what they can expect to change?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest message is just support. You know what I mean? Just provide support, because these kids don't want to be losers, man. They don't want to be losers. Like, we don't want to be, like, we didn't come to this thing to lose. Like, that's not what we're doing. So, I know what's about to happen with my group. We just got through doing all of our extra interview meetings with the kids, and, like, the ones coming back, man, they got a bad taste in their mouth right now. They ready to go eat right now. Like, they trying to get in the weight room today. They trying to start off season right now. Like, I ain't never had a group since I've been here, really since I've been coaching, about 12, 13 years I've been coaching, that's like begging right now. Like, they know they don't want to wait to be great. They want to do it today. Like, they want to get in there now. So I know what that's going to equal up to when it come down to it. You know what I mean? They're going to take care of the situation. We as coaches are going to take care of the situation. It's going to be better. Like, we about to run into the hardest. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the hardest district, hardest schedule anybody ever seen in their life. What we got playing, what we playing next year. So You know, there's some other divisions in the state that's good, but I feel like we playing in the SEC West right now. So
you right about that.
Tough, man.
I don't know if y'all know what the districts is, but we're gonna open up with Union. We got UConn and Choctaw right after that. We're gonna come right back with Moore in our first district opener. So this is gonna be the biggest Moore award that's ever happened because it's one that probably mean more than any of the games. You know, and they coming off a win, they feel confident about it. You know, but I feel confident about our guys coming back too. So, you know, it's you know that's gonna be a huge game. It's gonna be a district game. You know, so then right behind that we go Jinx BA. You know, we got Ian to come right back with Bixby. You know what I mean? We got Norman North. You know, and Southmore. So it's gonna be. This ain't for the for the week. That's why I told my kids, man, what we about to do ain't for the week. You know, this for only the strong survive type thing. So you better be ready to roll. You know, hold on to your seat. Let's roll. Get it rolling.
That's a tough district. But Zoe, before we let you go though, I want you to kind of go over the 6A1 playoffs because I mean, is there anybody that know these teams better than anybody sitting at this table? Is you. So you know, start off with the Jinx Norman North game. You know, who you think will take that game?
Man, I think Justin Jones done a great job in Norman North since he's been there, man. But I tell you what, I don't think it's a lot of people that they can do what Jinx can do right now. You know what I mean? I know Coach Gables up there to defense, and then Coach Riggs as the head coach doing an excellent job as the head coach. Them dudes, for some reason, I got to figure this out, man. For some reason, Tony, you probably can tell me a little bit better than anybody else can tell me. But when Jinx gets about week 7, week 8, that Jinx team is a whole different team than what you've seen 1 through 7, and they got a whole nother motor that they kick into gear week 7, week 8. So, you know, everybody who about to run into them about to see something, man. Them dudes can play. They got a great front. They defensive backs is probably some of the best D-backs I've seen in the state, man. And number 4, just an amazing player. 21, amazing player. 2, I mean, you can just go off and on for all them guys. You know, 97 look like young Zoe out there playing nose guard. So I like Jinx in that one, man. I know Coach Jones done a great job, but I like Jinx in that one.
Now Jinx, I mean, like I said, that nose guard, AJ Brown, I think is his name. He signed with Oklahoma State just on Sunday, and then they got a good running back. You know, I think he came from Booker T, did he? So I mean, it just tells you, the strong survive. You know, it's so funny how these kids can leave one school. He leaves Booker T and he goes over to Jinx. Now he's probably gonna have a chance to win him a state championship ring. He probably know over at Booker T, hey, I ain't got the chance because I got Bigsby in the way. But I just tell you though, man, like you said, Jinx is a different ball club. You know, it's so funny because you look at Jinx and it's kind of like if you look at a Deer Creek or if you look at a Bigsby, they don't have a bunch of African American kids. You know, and people think, oh, you gotta have a bunch of brothers on the team to win it. You know, I'm keeping it 100 to go win a state championship. I think it's all about the well coaching. They do a great job of coaching these kids up and putting them in the right position. You know, you kind of talked about they got so many kids, but they got 138 kids on their roster. So you might not have 138, but you might have that when you put all your teams together. But if you're just putting, your varsity team together, you might not have that. You might have 75, 80. They got 138 kids. So if you got 138 kids you can pick from and one of your linemen go down, guess what? Hey, Johnny's up, and he just gets the guys that's in front of him. So I think that makes a big difference. But it's going to be a shakeup next year when you add Bigsby to the mix. And like you said, man, so I do feel sorry for you because you are in a tough.
Don't feel sorry for me, man. Don't feel sorry for me. I ain't feel sorry for myself, so you don't feel sorry for me.
I'm talking about that district next year, boy. That's loaded, boy.
I don't care, man. Don't feel sorry for me.
You can't have a night off. You got to bring it every night. And then you got Tata. Then you got your boy Jay Corbin, third game. Woo, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one too. Yeah. But I'll tell you, let's keep on moving on. So we got Mustang in Edmond Santa Fe. I think Mustang's kind of the hottest team that's out right now. They're doing some good things. Santa Fe was there last year. They played for the state championship. I don't know if they can get back. So who would you pick between Mustang and Santa Fe?
Man, I don't. That's a tough one, man. Because I've seen both teams play. You know, we played against Santa Fe. Obviously, I've seen Mustang play. That's going to be a really good game. I think that might be the best game that's going to be played this week, man, with them two dudes, with them. And then I think the BA and Owasso game going to be a good one as well. But, I mean, Coach White and Coach Blankenship, man, them was two fantastic coaches. Like me and Coach White got to develop a great relationship over the past 6 years, man. That dude got a lot of respect for him in his program, and Coach Blankenship just, he got talk about people with a whole bunch of kids on their team. Coach Blankenship right in there with the Eastside group with 140 plus guys out there, and they freaking line is huge and loaded. It's gonna be the battle of the trenches. I mean, I can't really call it out, but it's gonna be, Santa Fe's D line versus Mustang's O line and what they can do of them fronts. Secondary wise, Talon Cetrin is the most talented kid I played against, since I've been here. So that dude is amazing, but. If they can't control the front situation, it's going to be a bad situation, though. So I think that's going to be a good game, man. I don't know. I can't even call that one. I don't know who to say on that one, man. I think it could go either way. You know, the ball can roll either way in that one.
What about old UConn Union? I mean, I tell you, Union, like they could be a team that they could be a force to be dealt with, but it seems like, hey, they go beat somebody and they lose to somebody they shouldn't lose to. So I think UConn's done some good things to get into the playoffs, man. The people in UConn got to be celebrating that nice stadium out there. It's probably been a long time since they've been in the playoffs, especially Big 6A.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still running that Army offense, that whatever they run out there, but I just tell you, though, it's good to see those guys in it, but I don't think they'll have a chance against Union, though. I mean, how do you feel on that one?
Like you said, Coach Hahn is doing a great job over there. He's kind of continuing where Coach Reed left off at last year. And they're not running the Army's offense per se no more. They're still running a version of the option, which can get you if you're not going to be disciplined. But Union is a different beast, man. They're running backs they got. The O-line is just it's a powerful O-line. I'm looking for them to probably end up in that state championship game with Jinx. But yeah, I think Union gonna take that one.
What about Broken Arrow? They kind of started off kind of slow, and then they found a way to get it going. And with the new coach this year, is that another Blankenship? I mean, so everybody on this board is a Blankenship. So I think I need to change my last name to Blankenship. But
Blankenship, I do too.
So you're looking at Broken Arrow and Wausau, man. Wausau, I thought they might be the team that to beat, but I don't think Union. I mean, not Union, but I don't think Broken Arrow will be able to play with them. So I'm thinking it's going to be Jinx. I'm gonna think it's going to be Jinx in a Wausau for the state championship.
Well, I put it like this, man. Wausau, Coach Blankenship, man, I don't think I'm saying this and people talking outside of my neck, nothing like that. But, Coach Blankenship is probably the best head coach in 6A1. That dude is, obviously he's had a lot of college experience, you know what I mean? You could tell, like, playing against him is kind of like, you really got to be on your game, you know what I mean? That dude makes some adjustments at times that kind of like throw you off. You're like, man, how did he even come up with that type thing? But, again, the experience he got is just immensely great. But the one thing that got them in the last few years, man, is they've been finding a way to turn the ball over, like, in big games. They got a lot of firepower. Their defensive line is ridiculous. They got a kid on that defensive front that looks crazy. I think he's about to be an Army All-American. Dude's just a great player. But they can't turn the ball over like they have been in the past. And then Broken Arrow, man, like they got some studs on their team, you know what I mean? But they switched their quarterbacks after our game. Like, we almost got them. We lost 19-12, and they switched quarterbacks. They brought the number 8 kid in who was playing corner over to quarterback, and they really been rolling ever since they did that. So I don't know. It's going to be a because we didn't play against that Broken Arrow team. Our Broken Arrow team had the quarterback number 2. He was all right. You know what I mean? He kind of threw some picks, and we made a fumble. I think we had 5 takeaways against them.
Yes, sir.
But they was playing. They had a different clip at that time. They playing a different clip right now. So we'll see. That's another one I can't really call. That's gonna be a good game, man. Hopefully Owasso don't get to turn the ball over. Like they have done in the past couple of years. They turned over a few times in the playoffs, which really got them. I felt like they should have won it. Should have been in there in that game last year too. But turnovers got us though. So. We'll see. I think that's going to be another good one. Them two, the Mustang Santa Fe game and then the Broken Arrow Wausau game, probably the 2 best games on the marquee this week to me. You know what I mean? So as far as going to 6A1 playoffs.
Well, Zoe, man, I really appreciate you coming on, man, because, it takes a real man to come on, especially after the season you had, 2-8. But I tell you right now, I think there's anybody that can do it and bounce back, it's you. Coming from that strong mother of yours, your brother's playing, college ball, pro ball, so I think you come from a strong, athletic, tough family, but I think if there's anybody can turn around at Westmoore, is you. And I hope you do turn around. Like I said, at the end of the day, I love talking about family doing good things. But, when family's wrong, you got to let them know. But, it's all for love. It ain't no for hate, because there's some people out there. I can't say there's some people out there I hate. There's some people I might dislike, but there's people I love, though. But, I like to just keep it 100. That's why I started this show, because, hey, people love to hear all the good stuff. But when it's the juicy stuff, people don't want you to talk about them. They don't want you to talk about their program. They don't want to talk about what you're doing wrong. Why? If you're doing stuff wrong, people should know about it.
Right.
I guarantee if I did something wrong, you're going to let people know about it. So that's what it's all about. But Zoe, I really appreciate you coming on, joining RT and Mr. Big E for a few minutes and talking high school sports. Like I said, if there's anybody that knows this 6A big, is you. And like I said, I know you had a tough year, but like I said, I know you'll get a bounce back with all those young kids coming, and like I said, you'll get them going in the right direction in the weight room, and you'll turn that program around. So I appreciate you coming on, keeping it 100 Oklahoma high school sports. You still there, Zoe?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
Yeah.
We out?
Yeah. Any closing thoughts when you get out of here?
Yeah, no, no closing thoughts, man. Just just check on me, man. Check on me. I'll be all right. We're gonna make it happen.
I will, brother.
I appreciate you bringing me on, though. Thank you.
No,
I appreciate y'all.
All right, thank you. Have a great evening.
Yep.
Well, folks, that's Zoe Williams, the head football coach of Westmoore Jaguars. Yes, they had a tough year. Can he get it turned around? Yes, he can. I tell you right now, it's tough. It's a tough job. As you can see in high school football, if you don't win, guess what?
Yeah, you don't got a job.
You got a job. You got to. Hey.
We'll talk about that in a few more minutes.
Okay. Hey, we'll come back after one of our what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keep it 100 what?
Oklahoma High School Sports.
Man, Dad, all this crazy weather has gotten our roof and gutters all messed up.
Good thing we know some guys over at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters. They can inspect and repair your roof and gutters and get in contact with your insurance company in 72 hours or less.
Call Jay Hunt at Rain Down Roofing and Gutters at 405-473-0674. No job is too big or too small for Rain Down Roofing and Gutters.
Welcome back to Keeping It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. And, before we dive into the to these playoff games.
Playoffs?
I love my college football. That's all me. I'm always looking at numbers and stats and games and everything. I don't know. I just love college football. Hopefully get a job doing something like that in the future. But these college football rankings came out this week.
What you think about them?
Man, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Okay.
Okay, Biggie, why you pissed for it? Because your suitors didn't move up?
No,
well,
no,
you ain't
no,
playing
no.
nobody. If you ain't playing nobody, you ain't going to move up.
But we undefeated.
Oh.
And there's 5 teams with 1 loss that's ranked above them.
Because they played somebody.
So you're telling me that a loss is more worthy than a win?
Depends on who you playing. Depends on the ranking. Depends on who you playing against.
That's a load of BS.
You can't go play a caveat.
That's a load of BS.
Oh,
no,
you can't go play against a bunch of nobodies, and you ain't beating nobody. You beating teams that you should blow away, beating by 10 points. You beat Tulane by 10 points.
Alabama should have beat Texas A&M by 30, but they lost.
Texas A&M's a tough call. I mean, it's a tough. Hey, that's you heard what Zoe just said about his car. It's loaded, baby.
That's
you got to bring
though.
it.
Oregon loses to Stanford. They should have beat them 30.
And Oregon
they're
should
ranked
be
at
there.
3.
You're right about Oregon. I'm upset about Oregon. I'm upset about Michigan. Harbaugh ain't gonna win nothing. He ain't played Ohio State yet, and you still got. That's all that politics. That's what it falls in. Politics.
Yeah.
It's all about that money. Who's wearing that Nike, that Jordan logo? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, man. Think about it. What's it coming down to? If OU go take care of business, beat Oklahoma State, beat Baylor, beat Iowa State, and go win the Big 12, guess what? You're going bowling. But what happened the last few times that OU's been there? Been smashed.
Yeah.
Every time. They ain't won since not Bob Stoops, but since John Blake's guys. Bob Stoops just used them. That's keeping it 100.
What you think about that one?
I don't know.
You
That
know
was
I'm
before,
telling the truth.
before my time.
I'm just saying, though, you can't keep putting OU in the dance, and they can't dance. They still got 2 left feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I'm an OU fan. Yeah. But it's real, though, man. I'd rather go see Oklahoma State and Gundy and his mullet go try to do something. Yeah. Because, man, OU just gets there, and guess what? That defense still ain't changed. You talked about Stoops. Now you got Grinch, and he's still doing the same thing.
Speed D is what they call it.
Hey, they're changing them DBs out left and right. Hey, you up. Hey, you up. Hey, you up. I mean, it's just the same. The offense is good. Lincoln Riley got the offense, but the defense is still the same old defense.
They got injuries on that side of the ball.
Man, come on now.
I mean, that secondary is banged up. I mean, and then you just get
you be banged up? You're shuffling everybody in and out.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying, your linebacker core really ain't good. You got Kelly. You got Kelly still there. Kelly been there for 85 years. And he's
still producing.
Man, he ain't producing that.
Then you got Nick Benito.
Nick Benito, he don't play half the time. He ain't there.
They just got Jalen Redmond
back. But I'm gonna tell you who you should be playing. You should be playing that Majors kid. That running back.
The running back?
Yes.
Well, we couldn't play him because he was ineligible.
Well, he back now. You better get him on the. Hey, you better get him.
But Kennedy Brooks has been doing good too.
Man, that guy look like an old. What's that Pittsburgh running back? Kind of goes behind. No. That was pretty good for a while. He went to the Chiefs.
Le'Veon Bell.
He kind of looked like him, man. Majors go hard, man. He goes hard. But, hey, I'm not here to debate you. We're here to talk college football. I just want to let you know, don't be upset because the Sooners ain't moved up. When you ain't doing big things, you ain't going to move up. That's just keeping it 100. Hey, it's playoffs, baby. Playoffs. Bring the energy. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
He's talking about college playoffs.
Okay,
what else you want to
go.
talk about? Big E?
Yeah, I think, and then, you got Michigan State that's ranked behind Michigan when they beat Michigan. they took that loss to Purdue, but I don't know what it is about Purdue. If they're playing against the top 5 team,
yeah, they go, don't they?
They go. I mean, and that's been the case for the past few years. I mean,
yes, sir.
So I mean, they played Iowa, beat Iowa, and then I forget the other team, but they I think it was.
Hey, if you're gonna line up against them, they're gonna beat you. But hey, you still got
Question: y'all both Sooner fans, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about that game, OU in West Virginia? What did you think about that matchup?
You took care of business.
I mean,
they won by how many?
Well, it was close. I want to say, was it like less than 10? I know that. I don't remember off the top of my head.
They won by 3 points.
3. Okay.
You know how many Old State held them to?
How many? Oh, 0. 3.
What? I said that to say this.
Hey, I will say, Coach Knowles got that defense right.
Man, said it late but got it straight.
Yeah.
If OU continues to win until they have that game against Old State,
little brother,
whatever you want to call it, and if OSU continue to win at that point,
honestly, I think
back to back.
Yeah,
the last game and then Big 12.
Yep.
And y'all think the Sooners can beat them twice with Jim Knowles' defense?
Yes.
Okay.
They can't
that offense. That offense is. I mean, you got Caleb Williams at quarterback. He's been doing his thing ever since he popped up onto the scene.
Yes, sir.
And then you got his receivers. I mean, I think the receivers are just now starting to come around because they got Caleb Williams. You got Jaden Hazelwood, you got Marvin Mims, and you got hopefully they can get Theo Weiss back.
And Sanders, you don't know what Sanders is going to do at Oklahoma State, man. He might be having money on the game, man. Yeah. Sometimes the way he plays, man,
so it's be defense against offense. So y'all saying they're going if it all lines up just as I said, they continue to win until they face each other.
Yes, sir.
Y'all think they can beat them back to back?
Yeah.
So we gonna bet chicken sandwiches.
Chicken sandwiches, steak sandwiches,
so
any kind of sandwich.
If I win, I need my 2.
All right.
If I lose, I give you 1 and give you 1.
Hey, it's chilly. I'll take a bowl of chili right now because it's chilly outside. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all cool. Hey, I tell you right now, college football is all, to me, all college sports is a business. We all know that, man.
Yeah.
When our kids, especially me and you both know our boys playing at the the NCAA, Division I and Division II. It's just a business, I mean, I'm seeing it right now more of my kid because, with his wrestling, he's redshirting this year. A young man he beat 3 times last year, but, coach says, hey, we want to redshirt you and have you for the next 4 years. I mean, part of me's happy and part of me's sad because it's like, man, hey, let's go battle. We beat this young man 3 times. Why we can't get him again? But I understand. I mean, he'll be a freshman again next year, which is crazy. But, I understand, hey, I got this kid for another 4 years and he can do some damage. So you got to take it on the business side, though. I mean, because at the end of the day, the coaches are trying to do what's best for them and for their program to keep winning. Because like you said, you see, if you don't win, guess what? You don't have a job. That's just the way it is now, and it's really shocking to see when a high school coach gets fired. That, hey, God dang, is it that bad? Most high school coaches get fired for maybe hanging out with a young girl or something. You rarely see a high school coach get fired for not winning. So it's really tough, and I was really shocking to see that when that happened. The other day that Norman get fired because he only had 3 years there, and last year was a COVID year. But when you go 0-10 in that program.
Well, yeah, I kind of disagree with that as well. With Sophomore being one of the newer schools in that district, sharing players with Westmoore and Moore, that's one. And then really haven't had a winning season since, I want to say, 2015, when they had all those kids over there like Casey Thompson, Javaris Owens, Quindon Lewis. I think G is at Houston, and Quindon did go to Memphis. And, of course, Casey is at the University of Texas. And then there was another kid who actually transferred out, Bray Walker, his last year over there to Zoe.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Zoe
sir.
Get a lot of kids to transfer over there into their program. So how can you compete against that when you can't keep your kids that are transferring out to the neighboring schools? And then, like you said, COVID year, and it's being one of the newer schools, they really never got it going. And I believe that CT had a lot to do with that. Kids want to play around other ball players.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So everyone kind of sticks together, and he had a lot of kids he coached all in that same area, and they all went to that sophomore at that time, and they was rolling, I think.
Yeah.
One year they went like 10-2 or something like that.
I mean, and like I said, they done a good job over at sophomore, when the both Thompson boys are there. But I just tell you, though, it's a tough deal for Josh Norman, and and especially when you have a job like that. I don't know if he's 80 or whatever he's doing, but when you get a job like that, your next job might be a position coach, so you might not make the same money that you make when you was a head coach. So it's just a tough job, a tough gig, especially this time of year going into the holidays. I'm pretty sure he's still teaching there. I don't know how that works. I don't know. High school is totally different than college. College, they pack you up and they might not let you get back on the plane. But high school, they might let you finish your contract out, then you can go. But, a guy like that that's played.
I think anyone that takes over that program is going to continue to lose. I think since 2017, I
don't think so, RT. I think if you get the right person in there, man, and go out and do your job. I mean, I'm going to keep it 100. Probably go out and recruit some kids because that's what everybody else is doing. Go get a couple of kids to come. They can come there. I mean, because think about it more.
But that doesn't always work out for you either.
Well, no, it don't. But if you get like you said, if you get one or two players to come in and they could be a difference maker, because we don't know if they didn't have a good team. Maybe he just wasn't a good coach. Maybe he didn't know the X's and O's.
I guess what I'm saying is they didn't have a winning record since 2015. We're talking about 6 years. There were several coaches in there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
it is a tough job, but look at what Coach Hill did over at Moore. He started off as a oh my God, I'm picking this guy 5 weeks ago to be playing for the gold ball, and then after that he went on a losing streak, and I mean he did win his last game. Congratulations to those guys, but he still didn't make the playoffs. So all three more teams didn't make the playoff, and then you look at Zoe's schedule for next year. Woo, man!
Yeah. With a young team.
What a young team, man! I mean, you got Bigsby. You put Bigsby in that mix now. Jinx. Did he say Wassel?
Top dogs.
Oh my God! I'm telling you right now,
the Blue Bloods.
Man, hey, Miss Williams, woo! Scratch your baby's back, because I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a long season again next year. But hopefully he can get some wins. If he can go 500, maybe he can, he can stay around, because I'm telling you, it's gonna be tough, man. Even his preseason games.
In that one too.
Yeah, sophomore year.
So that's what I'm saying. Whatever coach they got, they're gonna lose against Jinx, Bigsby, Broken Arrow, Norman North. For sure, you losing those four.
Man. I tell you this.
So you're starting out with a losing season, whoever the coach it is. But congratulations.
Woo! But hey, hope they go get a good coach. David White's a good guy. I think they should look at, man, the guy that coached over at Bishop Gorman. Has been over a little bit. I mean, I think he can help them. A guy has had a top notch program, there in Vegas, and then got them guys kind of had, what's his name that. God dang, the running back coach for OU, DeMarco Murray.
Yeah.
And then he had the linebacker, so over there when he was at Bishop Gorman, had those guys end up going to Oklahoma. So, I mean, David White's a guy I know, pretty good friend. We talked just the other day. Another good job came open is
TCU?
Jones.
David Martin. I'm still in college. My bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Big E. Hey, we gone.
My bad.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but hey, it's high school playoffs.
I'm sorry.
Hey, we high school playoffs, man. We still got four more divisions to talk about. But you know what I'm saying? I think that Jones job would be a good job. I don't know if they're gonna stay in house, but I'm just telling you, just put that new turf down, man. And they got some young guys coming up. So I think that's a job that, hey, if I'm an up-and-coming coach and I'm a coach that's kind of hot, hey, that's a good place to be. Jones is a nice place to live, especially you got the Turnpike out here now. Yeah. You can get around real quick, and they got the Chicken Shack out there. So, I mean, there's good places to eat. And I tell you, though, man, the basketball, women's girls basketball with Jenny Holbrook has won a state championship, and she's going to keep doing what she's doing. The baseball team has won a state championship, so they're winning out there. So it's not like, hey, Jones is his own little town. And the kids are probably not doing that's pretty decent to live out in Luther, or the guys that don't get to probably play at Choctaw or Star Spencer or around those areas, that they can go to Jones and have a nice career, because I mean every year they're sending kids D1. I mean their quarterback Carson May, he signed with Iowa. The quarterback before that, JD, was there. Then he ended up signing with Louisiana Tech. They've had some guys that went D1. Sean Shaw, kid that played receiver, ended up going, Iowa State. So they're putting kids at the next level. So, my brother kind of asked me this question last night. He said, hey, if you could do it all over again, where would you go? And I said, man, really, truly, I probably would send my kids maybe to Jones. Not because I'm coaching there. It's just because of the simple fact, you got that turf now. You got people coming out there. It's that small, man, there's something about that small town community playing football Friday nights, man. The hot dogs are a little bit better. That everybody's cheering and screaming, and it's a family, man. And it's like Zoe said. He said it. You know, he said it how you always say it. Said it late but got it straight.
That's it.
It's like Zoe was saying. Man, you got people in the stands fighting, and when you got cancer in the stands, it's never going to make your program good because it's divided. Because, you know, and it usually starts with QBs and running backs, mom and dad. My baby ain't getting the ball enough. My baby ain't touching the ball. But that's where it starts at. So when you got two QBs in the same grade and both daddies and mamas and aunts and uncles saying, my baby should be playing, and guess what? He's having to deal with that. And I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of drama to it. It's just like the young and the wrestlers in the days of our lives. Hey, it's always a little bit of drama. But if you have diversity in your program, it ain't gonna never get better. And like he said, he has to fix that to get it to go to the next level. So, and that's what you see, man. I think, you know, I do the Coach Jones show, so I see a lot of his stuff. And I talked to one of his players this week, Ethan Lawrence, you know, his running back, you know, his backup running back, Jason Smith, in a Deer Creek game, got all the love, all the carry, got the interview after the game. But if you watch Ethan after the game, his face impression never changed. He was still the same kid. He had 10 tackles on defense. It takes a whole team to win a state championship. It don't take one player. You might have a player that's out that's better than everybody else, and you know that from the CA days. It takes a whole team to win a state championship, and that's me keeping it. Boy, I'm preaching today. I'm on fire. RT told me to bring it, and I'm gonna bring it a little bit today because hey, that's what you got to do, man. It's playoffs, baby.
It's
playoffs.
Playoffs.
What else, Big E? I'm sorry, man. I jumped the gun.
Oh no, you're good. Let's get into some of these matchups we got this week. We already talked about these 6A ones matchups with Coach Zoe, but let's go over them again. Edmond Santa Fe at Mustang. I honestly have Mustang winning this game. I think they've been on a hot streak these past few weeks. So I think I got Mustang winning that game.
Okay, I'm agree with you, Big E, because hey, it's playoffs. You're gonna have some upsets, and Santa Fe don't seem like the same team they were last year. You know, they just haven't been the same team. They were there last year, and I tell you, people all the time. And RT, he is lucky because both of his boys, has played for state championship, and it's hard sometimes just to get to one, let alone to get to two. Well, shit, he's been at 5, you know, looking for number 6. So I still think Edmond Santa Fe, I'm right there with you, Biggie. I don't think Santa Fe can get back. So, hey, Santa Fe, great job. You're sending kids to college. You know, good luck next season.
Wow.
All right. You got something to say about that, RT?
You know, I just always like to go against everyone, so I'm going to go ahead with Edmond Santa Fe.
Well, you go right ahead, RT.
Yeah, you're just rooting for them because they got them two heading to OSU. So,
okay.
We got UConn at Union. Sorry, UConn. Honestly, I don't think you should have been in the playoffs in the first place.
You gone?
Yeah, but
he's taking shots.
I'm sorry. I mean, you had more that had more wins this season than they did.
Hey, but more than get the job done. You got to win when it's time. Hey, when it comes to district, you got to get to. You can win all those non-conference games when you're playing U.S. Grant, when you're playing Capitol Hill, and you're playing Sapopa. You can win those games, but you got to win the games that count. The ones that count are them big dogs, ones at the end of the season. Those ones that count. No one cares about you going 10-0. No one cares about you going 5-0. They care about if you made it to district. Guess what? UConn's playing, and Moore's in the window looking in, waving at them. Yeah. That's what happens. But, hey, UConn, you're going to be right with Moore after this Friday night.
Yep. And then we got Owasso at Broken Arrow.
Man, that's a tough game.
It's a tough game.
But
I'm going to pick it, though.
Who you going to pick?
Broken Arrow.
Oh, no, I'm going against you on that one.
You going against me on that one?
I'm also going to win that one. I mean, Broken Arrow, because they changed quarterback. The kid played corner. Now he's a quarterback. I ain't never seen. Now, if you said he played corner and went to receiver, I might have loved you a little bit more. But I ain't never seen a kid play corner.
They've been hot the last few weeks, though.
Man, who they played? Westmoore? I mean, who they played? Westmoore?
Conversation y'all had with college.
I'm just saying. I mean, who have they played?
Did they play Westmoore?
Yeah, they did. They played Westmoore.
Get Zoe back on the phone.
Oh, you talking about? I mean, they played him early in the year when he said they switched quarterbacks. But I just don't think you're talking about Broken Arrow.
Yeah, I think they're gonna win this game.
No. Against Owasso?
Yep.
Did you not hear what he just said? Blankenship's the best high school coach in 6A, 5A, 4A, 3, 2A.
Well, at the end of the day, it's about the guys that are on the field.
Okay, what's Owasso's record? Yes, they lost what, one game?
Owasso, 2.
Who they lose to?
Making me pull up their schedule.
I think they lost to Jinx, and they lost to Union.
I think that sounds right.
Yes. But Owasso's gonna win this game. Broken Arrow ain't ready. I mean, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. Blankenship did a good job getting them back because they started off kind of slow, but he got them back going. But no, it's the Owasso show.
The Owasso show.
All right.
Owasso show.
And then we got Norman North at Jinx.
Now this is a tough one because Jinx comes in with a freshman quarterback. They got two good running backs. They got the A.J. Brown that just signed with Oklahoma State. Go Pokes. I give it to OSU. They do a great job getting kids in state. They really, really do. You probably even look at this kid and they need help on that D line. But I tell you right now, OU's got to change their philosophy a little bit because they're going to go to the SEC, and the SEC is not so much passing. So you got to go get guys that's going to be run stoppers. You know what I'm saying? That's going to go against these big backs. So they got to change a little bit, man. You got to look at it. But in this game, man, who you picking, Z? E?
I got Jinx, man. They've been running
Norman
stuff.
North, man. I just tell you, Norman North is that Cinderella team, man. And I don't think Midnight's going to strike. I mean, I know Jinx is good, but I'm a roll with Norman North, man. I like to see somebody on this side of the state get it though. I do. Norman North is one of those teams, man. That just they're doing some big things though. Why y'all looking at me like I'm crazy?
Because you are.
Hey man, it's playoffs, man. You gotta have. You know what, man? People always want to take the top dog. What about the underdog though? Let's give him a chance. So I'm gonna roll with them Norman North. North. That's what I'm going with.
It's funny you say you're gonna roll with the underdog, but when I pick the underdog, it's a problem.
Well, that's you, E. That's me. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but how many? Okay, what happened every time that you picked the underdog?
But
you was giving me a chicken sandwich.
Well, hey, that was during the preseason. This is regular. This is playoffs.
Right. Playoffs.
Did you hear me say it? Playoffs.
Playoffs.
E. This is playoffs. Right. What we got?
682 Putnam City North at Bixby.
Man, don't even go about
later PC North.
PC North, great job getting in the playoffs. You fought back, but guess what, man? Bixby's going to pick their score. First team will be out by second half, so I'm going to say 75-14.
Yep, I'm going to have to agree. Then we got Deer Creek at Choctaw.
Woo! I'm going to stay away from that game. I'm going to let y'all take care of that game.
This is a good matchup. I mean, it really is. We've been talking about it, and this is a matchup that me and Tony were looking forward to. I mean, you got Deshaun Brown going up against Sexton. Sexton, OU commit, Deshaun, I mean, one of the best defensive ends in the state, if not the best. He's undecided on his college decision right now, but, I think that's going to be a great matchup. And then, Steele Wassel and those receivers and those running backs, that offense has been rolling the past few weeks. He had 7 touchdowns in the first half of, when they played at Bartlesville last game.
Yes, sir.
And 7 touchdowns in one half, that's crazy. 7 touchdowns in a game is crazy, but in one half,
right,
man. So I think that offense is rocking and rolling.
Hold on.
What I got to say about that game?
You said,
I'm just saying, because, you're talking about you're playing Bartlesville. It's not like you did that against Broken Arrow, or not like you did that against Bigsby.
7 touchdowns in a game is hard.
I'm gonna give Steele some love. I'm gonna give him some love. You got to give him some love, man. I ain't gonna be no hate on the kid. The kid can ball. I've never said the kid can't ball. The kid has changed his attitude. He's done good. I'm looking at the quality, though, man. You got to look at the quality. You got to bring that same energy this week against Broken Arrow. Against Deer Creek.
Absolutely.
Now, if he come out and throw 5 or 6 touchdowns, huh?
What you think they're gonna do?
I tell you, man. This is. I had this in my notes, man. This is the top to me. There's 2 games is freaking loaded for this Friday night, man. Friday night tonight is the Deer Creek Choctaw game because, like you said, keeping it 100, the best offense. The best offensive line. Against that D line. You got Sexton that can line up a little bit anywhere, and they do move Deshaun around. But I guaranteed you, Sexton's gonna shadow Deshaun. So you're looking at
you got Juice on the other side.
But Juice ain't they got another kid that's a good D1 prospect, man. But you don't hear about.
Here's the thing about Choctaw's D line. They got like 6-7 guys that they can plug in anywhere on that D line, and they're gonna produce. That's the thing. You got you doing that little grin.
I'm not doing no grin. You guys try to make it.
It's the gold standard. Talk to it.
Seriously. You look at that V line. Think what you want to think about them. They got what are you doing?
Talk, man. Interview them.
Keep talk. Hey.
No, you got Matt Smith over there that's been doing his thing. You got Juice. You know, I mean, there's a bunch of guys on there that can go in there and play and produce. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's like blitz packages and schemes that is doing that, but I mean, they just been doing their thing on that D line.
Okay. Hey, but I'm telling you right now,
I'm sure they jump off sides, and they do draw some penalties. But when they're not,
who's gonna jump off sides?
I mean, a little bit everybody.
Why are you trying to get this?
On what team?
Why are you trying to get a false start here? Come on. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think it's. I told you there's 2 games that I'm excited about this Friday night tonight, man. I'm talking about that Choctaw Deer Creek game because I tell you, you got the Del City Sand Spring game. I think that's going to be a tough game for the simple fact. Sand Springs ain't no joke. I mean, I know they lost to Choctaw, and I know they lost to Broken. I mean, not Broken. I keep saying Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow's on my mind. Boy, they talking about me over here. But you know, you're talking about them losing, you know, to Bigsby, and you know, and then they lost to Booker T. And you know, Booker T game's a 32-37 ball game. You know, and Choctaw beat, you know, Booker T, you know, 20-29. But you know, Gentry didn't play the whole game, so. You know, Sand Springs really, you know, they win 2 ball games. They beat Choctaw. They beat Booker T. They're sitting at the 2 seed. You know what I'm saying? So it's wide open, man. I tell you, I think Coach Jones got his hand full, and I think.
So what? What's your pick?
I think Coach Corbett got his hands full. I think. I don't know because I don't know if Deer Creek has enough offense to beat Choctaw, but I tell you. Their offensive line is strong, man, and Choctaw's strongest point is their defensive line. And Sexton's just a big old. He ain't just no average sized kid. He's a grown ass man in high school. The kid might start for OU next year because he's 6'6", you know, 270, 280, 290, and the kid wrestled, so he has good hand control, and that makes a big difference.
I haven't seen him, but the last big kid that wrestled. Left Westmoore and went to OU.
Man, that kid got bad feet. He got feet like Lionel Richie on a bad snowy night. I mean, that's real, dog. I'm just telling you. Walker had bad feet, man. The kid had everything else up here, but his feet were bad, man. You got duck feet, you can't do nothing. You're quacking, quack, quack, quack. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. Aflac, here you go. But I'm just saying, though, I'm not going to pick this game because I still live in Choctaw, and I don't want nobody to pick my house.
I got Choctaw.
Yeah, I'm picking Choctaw as well.
Okay, I'm going to pick Choctaw, too.
All right. Moving on to Booker T at Stillwater.
That's another good game. I tell you right now. You know, but you're playing that game to go play Bixby next week. So, do you really want to win, or you just want to start? I'm
gonna be real right here. Does it matter with 6A2? Everybody else is playing for second.
It does matter, man, because you never
everybody else is playing for second.
No, that's not true. Because what happened if Presley goes down? You know, it changes the whole ball game. Hey,
their whole offense isn't
their whole
offense isn't Presley. You were at that Choctaw versus Bixby game, right?
Your boys
you saw a lot of Bixby's offense in that game. You saw Lucas, you saw Presley, you saw the quarterback go to work. I mean, they had a bunch of other receivers. So you think
your boys
Bixby
can beat
is just Presley?
You don't think your boys can beat him?
I don't. I'm keeping it 100.
Oh,
you know what?
They might hate me after that one, but I'm keeping it 100.
I got to put you back. He said so. Excuse me.
But I mean, you look at it. I think Bixby's a better team this year than they were last year.
No, I agree with you on that. But you don't think Del City can play with Bixby?
They'll make it close. They'll make it real
Great
close.
defense, and like you said, if somebody
I think that's the matchup I honestly want in the state championship is Del City versus
Bixby.
I want that too.
So you gonna go get your gold standard?
I'm keeping it 100.
I
have to.
Hey,
that's why you got the Eagles over here in front of him.
Oh boy, hey, he ain't gonna be let back in that.
He went from a wasp yellow jacket to an eagle.
Hey,
Hey, I'm
gonna tell you.
My diploma still say Choctaw Yellow Jacket.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. You would not be allowed in Choctaw Walmart no more. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Man.
But no, this is what it's all about, though, man. No, that's what it's all about, folks. Hey, you just keeping it 100, though, man. Because somebody asked me yesterday, could Choctaw, if they played Bixby again, could they make the game closer? And I said, yeah, they could.
They could make the game closer, 100%.
It might be 35-62. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying some numbers now. But I think Hey, I tell you, they both, Dale City and Tata, gotta get past their first opponent. You can't sleep on Deer Creek. You can't sleep on Sand Springs. I tell you next week when I do the Jones show, he's probably gonna have more gray in his beard than he had last week, because I'm telling you, Sand Springs gonna bring it, man. They got their quarterback, B. Pendleton, man. I'm telling you, the kid is thrown for 2,300 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Man, that's slinging the ball around and not getting an interception. I mean, the running back, Blake Jones, I don't know. He only played 8 games, so I think he's been hurt. But he had over 700 yards, so he was on his way to having 1,000 yards. And I just tell you, they can throw the ball. And I keep it real, man. Even though I do the Coach Jones show, Deer Creek probably should have beat Dale City. But Dale City dug deep and found a way to win the ball game. And that's a good thing about them. They have been in some crunch battles that
they've been. How many overtime or how many close games have been into? They had that. They had that. 4. Yeah, they had that Bishop McGinnis game. They had that one that you was just talking about.
PC North and Deer Creek. So I mean, they've had some tough.
They
battles.
faced some adversity this season.
Yeah, they have. But like I said, their quarterback Virgil's starting to throw the ball good. They got a 3-headed. I mean, I'm telling you, they got a 3-headed monster with Jason Smith, Ethan Lawrence, and then Virgil, and then you got Canigel and Sweet on the outside doing their thing. And you still ain't talked about the Foreman kid that plays tight end, but he's more of a defensive threat. And then Stone, the last couple of weeks, probably the best lineman and D lineman in the state as a sophomore, that he's getting all kind of hubs and everybody won't. I mean, I said it the other day. The kid's gonna have 45 offers by the time 100%. he leaves Oklahoma. Yeah. But I'm saying he's starting to show out now, so it will be good. But I'm with you on that. I think Bigsby is too tough because I think they got too many weapons. Man, I watched them. Man, they beat the brakes off Booker T. Breaks off him. And Booker T got 4 guys
they got
going
time.
D1.
Yeah, I mean, you got 4 and 5 stars all in that team too.
And their receivers were leaving Booker T's DBs. I mean, leaving them like, hey, come catch me. So it just tells you, man, they are the best team. But you can't just go give them the gold ball yet. They got to go earn the gold ball. So 100%. You still got to play the game. Because I've seen some stuff that, in my lifetime, like, oh, man, this team's going to win. But, hey.
Something crazy happened.
Yeah, something crazy happened. You never know what happened, man. Kid can get sick.
If nothing crazy happens.
I mean, Biggs is going to be they're going to win another. Well, they sitting at number 46, so by the time they done.
Yeah, when they finish out, they will set the record for 11-man football.
But I tell you, though, it's hey, tonight's going to be some good games, guys. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, man. Yeah. It's going to be good. We still on small 6A?
I mean, we kind of already talked about that Dell City Sand Springs game a little bit. But
who y'all picking that game?
Dell City.
Well, Coach Jones, we're going to ride with you, baby. But I tell you, though, what y'all going to do next week if it's Dell City Tata?
I got Dell City.
You got Dell City?
We'll get there when I get there.
Middale.
But, I mean,
Middale.
Middale?
Yeah, Middale.
Okay.
I mean, it's Middale players everywhere, but I'm going with Dell City.
What do you mean Middale players everywhere?
You know how kids transfer everywhere?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about. Now, y'all don't want me to get going on that.
Hey.
Y'all may have to move up out of there.
Hey, I ain't got to move nowhere because I just keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for, to keep it 100.
Okay.
What we got, Biggie? What's next? What's next? Hey, no, bring it, RT.
Here we go, RT. We're getting into what you like.
Yeah,
5A.
We're going to let RT take care of that. 5A. I'll tell you, that 5A, it's loaded.
Man.
It's loaded.
It's loaded.
Well, wait a minute. You said that Carl Albert, the district they in is kind
of
the
district that they in.
So let me educate you real quick again.
Okay, educate.
Let me educate you.
Take me to school.
For the last 10 years, Carl Albert won 6 of the state championships. Guthrie 2.
Okay.
Mac 1. Altus 1. So you add that up, 8 out of the 10, and that's the weak conference. Don't think so, man.
All right.
There we go.
I'll eat my words on that.
There we go.
All right. You were right. I was wrong.
5A. Who we going to start off with?
I don't know. We'll just go left to right here.
Right.
So Piedmont at Lawton Mac.
Lawton Mac is undefeated. That's not going to be a close game at all.
Nope. I don't.
Not at all. It's going to be a blowout.
I think this game will be good right here.
What's that?
Bishop McGinnis at Ardmore.
Man, that's a good game. That's a good game, man. I was trying to get Taffy on the day. I even reached out to Luke Turman to try to give him a call, man. Never heard back from him. I know he's probably trying to get ready for the playoffs, but I'd love to have a young man like himself, his junior year and having a good year, and see what he thinks about his Bishop McGinnis, trying to get to another state championship. It's going to be tough,
It's going to be really tough.
It's going to be tough. But,
I mean, here's the thing about 5A. Everybody in 5A has a chance. I mean, I think this is the most competitive division this year is 5A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you're right, Big E.
So
I would agree with that because, the last 5 years, Carl Albert and McGinnis kind of just ran that. But this year, it's a good balance. I want to say, probably wrong, but Lawton Mack, McAllister, and Collinsville are all undefeated at the moment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The other games were the other teams that were close games, but the only loss Coweta got is against McAllister. Guthrie, they've been in some battles, and between them and McGinnis done been in 3 different overtimes. You got Pryor out there. Like Big E said, it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be.
I'm my game that I'm looking forward to the most, as far as exciting. That Guthrie and Noble game.
No, I'm right there with you. That's one of the games I had highlighted. That game can go either way. I tell you, Guthrie's one of those teams, and I talked to Mr. RT about this, man. And I think Guthrie's one of those teams that got one loss. That's only to Carl Albert, right? For the whole season.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I mean, they won a close one. I mean, that Carl Albert game could have went either way. They could be sitting undefeated, number 1 in this district, and they beat Bishop McGinnis, in overtime. But I just tell you right now, Guthrie's a team that you just can't sleep on, though, man, because they play hard knock defense. The offense go. They got a good running back. The quarterback can sling the ball a little bit. They kind of run that Kansas City Chiefs offense, the 2 tight ends kind of squirreling out, trying to get behind the linebacker. So you can't sleep on Guthrie though, man. But like you said, like Big E said, man, it's wide open in 5A. It's going to be tough for Carl Albert to get number 6, but you can't count them out because when the lights come on for playoffs, the Friday night lights come on, it's a whole different ball game. I know you add Coach Dunn with his experience, but you still have Corley, Coach Johnson, Coach Cam, and some of those guys that's been there through all the runs they've had before. Hey, I'm telling you right now, man, it turns a notch. RT kind of talked about last week. Buddy kind of went down, had him in the boot, came back second half. Ran the rock like, hey, ain't nothing wrong. Well, that's what it is, man. Your blood, it just gets to pumping, and you feel it like, hey, who would not want to go out, especially your senior year, who would not want to go out and win that ring and say, hey, man, I got number 6. Then, next year the team can start talking about number 7. And I don't think there's going to, I know everybody talk about Dell City, Midway City coming down to 5A next year. You know what? Call Albert's still going to be right there, though, because, I mean, they found a way to win, man. When you know how to win, it's kind of like Alabama. Alabama just barely won the other night against LSU.
And they're not the second-ranked team.
And guess what? They found a way to win.
Yeah.
And that's what you do when you're a champion, you're going to get everybody's best. That's all too. When you are the best, everybody, that's their bowl game, is to beat you. So Carl Albert's going to get everybody's best. They're going to get El Reno's best come Friday night.
Definitely. Like you were saying, when you go back to Carl Albert, you think about their tradition and history, how the coaches are really good and they got everything rolling. And as I said earlier in the season, Carl Albert has always used those first 3 non-district games to develop the younger players.
Yes, sir.
Those younger players are now rolling and ready to go. And while doing so, when you look at all of 5A and you look at everyone's schedule and the strength of schedule, you start looking at Carl Albert playing Midwest City, which is 6A.
Yes, sir.
Dale City, who is looking very strong to make it to the state championship. And then close game with Guthrie, overtime with McGinnis. They're battle tested. They got the experience. The younger players are better now than they were at the beginning of the season because the coaches took the time to develop them, and the coaches' experience is hard to count them out.
And you saying Reed and Xavier, the sophomore running back, is starting to do some things now.
Yeah.
Reed's throwing the ball a little bit better. You got the freshman receiver,
Trey
Washington. It's starting to show out, man. The kid's probably going to get all kind of looks here in the next few years because, I mean, just a freshman, and he's playing, Friday Night Lights, like lights out. So I just tell you right now, with his frame, and he's a punter, and he's a receiver, so the sky's the limit for this young man. And I just tell you though, Tayshawn, I'm really surprised. I know he got that East Central offer, but this kid's one of the hardest. Man, he kind of remind me of the old line safety for the Denver Broncos. Number 27. That's old school, man. He wouldn't know. He's too young. But if anybody knew what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I just don't have the name right now. But you're right. Tayshawn.
Yeah.
Tayshawn will come downhill on you.
Yeah, he'll come hit you in the mouth.
He'll try to knock your helmet off. And he's a key player on both sides of the ball. He's a heck of a receiver, too. And I truly believe, y'all about to see a different Buddy.
I agree.
And coming soon, I'm pretty sure there'll be, a few tweaks, but you heard it here first. He's heating up.
I like to hear that, RT, because their second game is going to be Coweta, and they only got one loss to the team that can win it all this year, and so that just tells you right now, you have no
to McAllister.
Who
That's
y'all
right,
got?
right. That's right.
You have Coweta next round. But I'm saying though, that team Coweta's is a nice team. With Mason Ford coming in, the guy that we had on the show, keep it 100, but is be coming in. But they only got one loss to who? McAllister. And McAllister's probably the favorite to win it all. But like you said, RT says you can't count that. You can't count them CAs out, man. They find a way to win. But we got some other tough matchups in 5A. What else we got, Big E?
Sorry, I just got a text and it popped up. Took my attention. You got Bishop Kelly at Pryor.
Man,
Pryor's going to win that game.
Pryor got that. Bishop Kelly, hey, great job, great season.
Yeah, and then you got Shawnee at Collinsville.
You got to get up to Coach Sexton. He's done a great job. But Collinsville, like I said, they're one of the teams that's undefeated, and I don't think they're going to lose their first game to Shawnee Wolves.
I'd have to agree. And then you got Tahlequah at Coweta.
Coweta, they're looking towards playing Carl Albert. If there's anybody that wants to knock off the state champion, hey, you want to be the first one that can do it. And Coweta, hey, they're going to take that challenge to try to come up here next weekend. Take the turnpike and come play Carl Albert at home. And that's the thing about it, man, being the first. It's not like 6A. Because 6A, you play one game at home, then the next game is on neutral site. Well, 4A and 5A and all them teams, they play their first two games at home, then the third game's on a neutral site. So it's good for Carl Albert. They're going to have that home field advantage. They ain't got to get up and drive down the turnpike. Because it's always good to get dressed in your locker room because the temperature's set right. When you bring somebody else in the locker room, there's a couple things you can do. You can either turn that AC up and make it really, really hot, or you can not give them no AC at all, and it can be really, really cold. And then, the weather's about to change, so it's probably going to be cold in Coweta's locker room. But I just tell you, though, man, these next few weeks, folks, stay tuned to keep it 100 because it's going to be hot and jumping because, playoffs, man. All you can say is playoffs. But let's take a break real quick, man, and then we'll come back and we'll jump into some 4A and give us a chance to get a little water in our throat because it's getting hot and thirsty up in here. We'll be back right back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keep it 100 what?
Oklahoma High School Sports.
With 25 years experience in the industry, Linex Customs OKC is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessory needs. Specializing in spray-in liners, lifts, levels, wheels, tires, bed covers, and anything else you need to make your ride look and sound better. Call Eric and the boys at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports, talking about playoffs. Can we say playoffs?
Playoffs.
I love that, man. I love that when the Seahawks coach said that. Playoffs. But that's what we're talking about, folks. We've talked about 6A, big, 6A, small, 5A. Now we're going to jump into the 4A because, hey, that's when you got 1,000 teams and they keep playing into the new year of 2022. But, hey, that's okay. We're going to get it going real quick. But I tell you right now, Hara suffered a tough loss last week. They lost to Cushing and they lost their star running back that we had on the show. Hopefully he can become well and be back before he go to college. But I tell you right now, I think he's going to be out for the playoffs. But I just tell you right now, Coach Blink has done a great job with those guys, get them to the playoffs since 2015. Everybody got in last year, but this year he earned it. But it really sucks that he did lose his running back, but hopefully he got somebody in the backup, and that's why you got to be ready, folks. When your number get called, you got to be ready to go, and that's next man up. But, they got a tough task. They got to drive down to Clinton Tornadoes, and I'll tell you right now, it's not tornado season, but I'm telling you right now, Clinton will put a tornado show on Hara if they don't have a good back that can help them do the things they need to do. But I tell you though, there's some big matchups in the 4A too. I tell you, you're looking at Bethany and Cushing, two solid teams. Cushing's a team that I think that can easily win 4A too. But everybody got their money on the Tuttle Tigers. They just found a way to win. But Tuttle had a tough time last week beating Blanchard, and Blanchard probably should have beat him, but they missed their extra point. And that's why that extra point and them 2-point conversions are so important because that could be the difference of you winning and you lose it, and it caused Blanchard to lose the ball game. But if they did meet up, they won't meet up again into the state championship. So good luck to Blanchard, Tuttle. But I think that my dark horse in this class is going to be Cushing. I think Cushing can do some things in the 4A. So what else we got, Big E, in the 4A?
Yeah, I think some matchups that I like this week. You got Blanchard at Bethany. I think that'll be a really good game.
So
that's a really good game to open up with. And then you got Bristow at Broken Bow. I think that'll be a pretty good game as well. And then Hilldale at Wagner. All those will be pretty good games. And in 4A,
a game that it may not be the best game, but it's probably going to be a game with a lot of fans.
What's that?
It's that Tuttle and Newcastle. They're neighbors.
Yeah, but Newcastle's not very good though, man.
Right. But I think the stands will be.
No, it'd be good. But like I told you earlier, man, I love those small town games, man. I went to a couple of games when Jones played and JD was there, man, and they were bidding to go to a state championship, and it's packed, man, and like I said, you're standing against the fence. There's no parking. You got to park 5 blocks down the street just to get to the stadium. But I just tell you, man, I love those small town atmosphere. And like you said, man, and a lot of these are the little small town atmosphere. When you get into the 3A, 4A, and 2A, it's everybody shuts down the town at 5 o'clock. They're dressing up, painting their face, and doing everything they can. But that's what it's all about, man. And that's what it makes this part. It gets dark real quick, man. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock and it looks like it's 9 o'clock. It's Friday Night Lights, man. I mean, that's what it's all about. The Friday Night Lights, man. I think it's enjoy your high school career, man. Believe me, because the next two are nothing but business. Who else we got, Big E?
Let's see. I mean, I think that Hera and Clinton game, I think it'll be good. Ultimately, I think Clinton will win. But when I was at that Hera game, they can throw the ball too. They run the ball a lot, but they have a good quarterback and they have a few good wide receivers that
you're making a drive. You know how far Clinton is from here? It's about 2 hours. And the best thing they got going in Clinton besides the Tornadoes is a good Chinese restaurant. It's really good.
Oh, really?
And so if you ever get a chance to get down to Clinton, check that Chinese restaurant out. It's really, really good. But I just don't think Hera got enough you got to think, man, their running back was the dude was averaging 200-300 yards a game, and you take that away, who's going to pick up that slack? That's a lot of slack to pick up. It's not like you're picking up 100 yards. You're picking up 200 to 300 yards, man. 3 or 4 touchdowns. So, good luck to Coach Blink. I said, he's had a heck of a year, and hopefully he can keep doing the things he needs to do. And I'm gonna give him a shout out because he let me use his headset when my team played last week. So big shout out to him. And even Coach Jones gave me a couple of headsets. So that's pretty nice things. You ain't got to do those kind of things, man. But that's what it's all about, though. When you scratch my back, I'm gonna scratch your back. And so thanks to those 2 coaches, letting me do that.
Yeah. So do we want to speed round, pick the winners, or what? Or we can move on to 3A.
Hey man, we can pick all of
them. All right, let's go. So we got Hilldale at Wagner. I got Wagner.
I'm gonna take Wagner.
All right. Then you got Elk City at Cushing. Yeah. Blanchard at Bethany. I'm gonna take Blanchard.
I'm gonna go with Blanchard.
I'm gonna go with Bethany.
All right.
Go with the Bethany Broncos. Ain't gonna happen, but go ahead.
And then you got Bristow at Broken Bow. I'm gonna take Broken Bow.
I'm gonna go Broken Bow.
All right.
Bristow.
Okay.
Then you got Catoosa at Poto.
My boy be wrestling in Poto this weekend. Come check him out, Gabe Johnson.
Then you got Fort Gibson at Grove. I got Grove.
Man, it's so funny when you hear Fort Gibson. You think of Arkansas, Yeah. I don't know about either one of those teams that much, but I'm going to go with Fort Gibson, though.
I got Grove.
Okay.
And then you got Hera at Clinton. I'm going to go with Clinton.
Yep, Clinton. Go ahead. It's Clinton. Go. You got to keep it 100.
I'm going to plead the 5th.
Oh, we not keeping it 100 now.
Let's go Hera.
All right.
Hey, you got to have an upset somewhere.
Yeah. Then you got Newcastle at Tuttle. I'm gonna take Tuttle. But yeah, that's all for the 4A matchup. So moving on to 3A.
3A.
You got Lone Grove at Perkins.
Lone Grove.
Paul's Valley at Heritage Hall. Heritage Hall.
All day long.
Yeah. And then you got Kingfisher at Plainview. I got.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna
go with Kingfisher.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kingfisher.
They kind of like Yellow Jackets. They're Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. And then you got Shakota at Holland Hall. I got Holland Hall.
Holland Hall, baby.
Then Veneta at Lincoln Christian. Lincoln Christian. Then you got Stigler at Bear Hill. This is another good game.
Ooh-wee. I'm gonna go with Berry Hill.
I'm gonna go Stigler.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then you got Anadarko at Sulphur. I'm gonna take Sulphur. And then I think this is the best game in 3A this week. You got Verdigris at Seminole.
I'm going to go with Verdigris.
I'm going to go with Verdigris as well.
Ooh, yes.
So, all right. And then 2A.
2A is long and strong.
Yeah. I think this will probably be the last one we go over.
Yeah.
You got Keys at Eufaula. I'm going to go with Eufaula.
Eufaula.
Jones at Luther. I'm going to take
Jones.
Jones.
I'm going Jones.
Yep.
I'll tell you, man, this is their last week. Coach Martin, great job you done here the years you was here at Jones. But this will be your last week coaching at Jones before you take your bags and move on to Texas Tech. Be a Red Raider, baby. Good luck up there. Great job, Hope you done a great job at Jones, Coach Martin. Can't say you haven't, man. You done some great things. And I hope the next,
wow.
huh?
Him leaving Jones.
Yeah.
Where Bo was at.
Yeah.
To go down there and coach.
Rabbit.
Bo's best friend.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's good stuff, though.
Good stuff.
And he knows Rabbit, too, so, because Rabbit's been around. But I just tell you right now, man, it's pretty cool to see a high school coach go do his thing in college, man. And I just tell you, man, anybody, I don't know if you guys got a chance to meet Coach Martin. Real laid back, pretty boy, man, but just a real good attitude, man. And I did a chance, come do some Keep It 100 stuff last year when I went and interviewed some of his players and talked to him. And he just takes pride in his school and the things he's done at Jones, man. So, good luck to him, man. You always want to see a guy that can go do the next best thing for him and his family. His kids are graduated now, so the better time to go do it is go do it now. But, hey, be your last week coaching because you got Washington next week.
Yeah. And then we got Prague at OCS. I think this will be
That's a
pretty
tough
good
one,
game.
man.
Yeah.
OCS, man, is one of those teams, man, that you just, people talk about, man. I mean, they're a good ball club, man. I mean, they ain't got all the great athletes, but they got some good coaching up there. So I'm going to take OCS in this one.
I think I am too.
Okay, Archie, who you got? You don't even know where Prague's at.
It's about Meeker.
Okay.
See,
Said it late, but I got it straight.
You got it straight. Yeah, I'm going to go with the same pick.
Okay.
All right. And then we got Comanche at Washington.
Washington.
I think this is Washington's
man.
gold ball. Then you got Hugo at Cassia Hall. I got Cassia Hall. And then you got Purcell at Marlowe. I got Marlowe. Yeah. And then Kiefer at Rejoice Christian.
I'm going to go with Kiefer.
Man, I'm going to go with Rejoice Christian. But then you got Alva at Crossings. I'm gonna go Crossings.
Crossing, man.
Crossings,
y'all back. Y'all hook me up on Crossing, man.
Yeah.
And then we got Metro Christian at Sperry. I got Metro Christian. Sequoia Claremore at Beggs. I got Beggs. Yeah. And then you got Adair at Victory Christian. I got Victory Christian. Perry at Chandler. This is another tough one.
I'm gonna go with Chandler.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna go Perry.
Perry's a wrestling school, man. Come on now, Biggie.
I mean, them wrestlers can play some football, man.
Nah, man. There's all wrestling in there, brother. It's all wrestling.
All right. You got Picola at Antlers. I'm gonna take Antlers. Atoka at Vian. I'm gonna take Vian. Mm-hmm. And Davis at Community Christian. I'm gonna take Davis. Yeah. And then you got Bethel at Lindsay. I'm taking Bethel.
Coach Ginn, go do your thing, baby boy. Lindsay. Show them what you got, man. We got you on the helmet. You win, we'll have you on the front row. Depends on if we got Tata, Del City next week. So, but hey, we'll put you. Yeah, we'll have your helmet up there. But Coach Ginn, go do your thing. Take care of Eastwood neighborhood where we live at, brother.
All right, but that's pretty much it for all the playoff games that we got this week from classes 6A big to 2A.
Well, before we close this out, man, I just want to thank all the young men and women that signed today on signing day.
Absolutely.
For baseball, basketball, it's a hard work, and everybody's dream to sign college and get your school paid for. No matter if they're paying 50%, 20%, but as long as you're getting your education and furthering yourself to get to do better in life. So, congratulations to every young man that I can't name them all, but Spencer Bull signed with Oklahoma State. Yep.
Oklahoma.
I'm sorry. Signed with
OU. Boomer
Sooner. But good job to him, man. I know he just had surgery, so he'll be on his recovery list trying to get back and put that baseball cap on and glove on and go do his thing for the Sooners. But I'll just tell you, man, it's hard work. It all pays off for every young man and woman that signed today. Good luck to them. Hope their future's bright. But I just tell you right now, man, it's having these two young men next to me and getting to talk high school sports playoffs because, we're trying to bring it to you every different angle, having Zoe on. Like I said, how hard it is for a young man like that to go 2-8 to get on the sportscast and talk about the kind of season he had. It takes a lot. But, hey, like he said, he knows I'm tough on him. But you know what? You got to soak in the toughness, because if he wouldn't be hid behind a rock and cried at what Tony's saying about him, it would make him tough. But this is making him tough. This makes him want to work hard. And, and that's the thing about coaching. It's a tough skin. But before we get off the show, I just want to give it up to my Jones Longhorn one more time. 6th grade team, man. We're going to be playing in the championship tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 at the Jones Stadium. It's going to be all green. I just tell you, man, those boys play lights out. I can talk about every one of them. But I'll just tell you, Derek, Cade, Eli, Baker, Ben, Wyatt, Jose. Jose had 2 touchdowns at the tight end position. Offensive line, Jackson, Bryson. Man, I know I'm going to miss a kid, Ty, like I said, every kid I got out there, I want to say their name, Fabian, just all of them did a great job on that offensive line. D-line did the same thing, turn around and held a team that's averaging 40 points out. We beat them 30-0, man. And I'm just tickled because, my last year of coaching, we got beat. We didn't make it to the championship. We got beat by Team Bella, the only time they've ever beat me. But, I had some kids going in that 6th grade. They started middle school. Yeah. So it's kind of tough. But, for me to get this opportunity again, and they give away rings. And I love to see Jones get this because, these guys came up short, and the thing about it, the teams that we beat, Shawnee, they didn't beat. They knocked them off. They knocked off Omogi, a team that beat us the beginning of the year 28-6, and we ended up beating them 30-0. And, people's like, what did you do? We didn't do nothing wrong. What we did, we broke down film. We put the kids in the right position. And it's fun because you're getting to see these kids grow and become young men and learn the game. So the last 2 Monday nights, we've had film night and pizza and let the boys watch film because a lot of times you don't know what you're doing wrong until you watch film and then you see what they're doing wrong so then you can go correct it and practice. Now they know what they done wrong because you can talk about it, but if you don't see it, you can't get it. Right. But I just want to thank all the Jones family, parents, coaches, moms, grandmas, aunts, uncles for letting me be part of it. Me and my wife and my daughter be part of it. Be part of the Jones family. It's one of my good friends. I coach his son. He lost his older son, a few years back, and I'm getting to coach his youngest son his last year, and I'm just tickled to death because I wouldn't want to give anything back for him to win this gold ball, his son win a ring, and me be part of it and give back because, like I said, we don't make a dime on this show. I don't make a dime coaching that team, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm having fun doing it, and and one thing I did kind of tell myself before I let y'all go, and I want y'all to get a good laugh out of this.
What's that?
I think I'm gonna apply for that Jones head coaching job.
All right,
you're already on your way. I mean, you got Eli and them coming up through there.
Man, I love it. And that's something I wish I would have done. I wish I wouldn't got my degree in coach high school football because you know what, man, it is a tough job, man. And I know I give a lot of coaches hell and say stuff about them, but man, it's a tough job, man, because you always got to look over your back, and not only is your parents or the coaches or in your own coaches and your teammates and everybody around the community talking about you because it is tough. If you ain't winning, everybody's mad at you. But you winning, they want to pat you on the back and tell you all the good things that you got going on. That's my baby girl. She fixed to go get them shots up. That's what we do over here. But I'll just tell you right now, man. You see, I'm loving Jones right now, man. They taking me in as family, and I love it though. But getting to coach with Jay Bird and coach with Roman, JD. And the coaches though, man, those guys is taking me in like I'm one of theirs. So it's been a really, 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 really good time. So that's all I got to say.
That's cool. Yeah. Going back to Jones, if Tony forgot someone, trust and believe he didn't do it on purpose. He really loved those boys. It's just sometimes it's hard to remember everybody when things is just kind of rolling. So
I got you, Keegan. I got you, Keegan. Yeah, I got you, Keegan. Coasting, Tristan. Here we go. I'm starting to come back now. So. But yeah, like I said, man, it is though. Like I said, I'm gonna try to. If we win, I'm gonna try to interview some of them and bring them on the show and do a couple things like that. We could drop a couple clips, but I just tell you though, it has been fun though. And the coach is one of my good friends because this and RT knows what it means to me to coach with this guy because I've never lost a close family member in my family that close, and to lose one of the ones that you made and like I said, Bo was a great kid, man. So I dedicate this Saturday game to Bo, and then we're gonna go get his little brother. That's awesome. Go get his little brother a ring, though.
You ever look at the little brother or call the little brother by Bo's name?
Man, I mean, this is so funny, man. Before we get out here, so the other day we're at practice, and Ty plays the same position as Bo, and Ty was doing something. I'm like, Bo, move over, do this. And I'm thinking, why the hell is he not listening to me? Why is he ain't listening to me? And then I called him because Roman's brother is Paul, and I was like, Bo Paul. And I'm thinking, Roman, why is this boy ain't listening to me? And then he said, probably because his name is Ty. And I said, oh man. I said, man, I'm so sorry. But Roman knows, man. I had Bo. Bo was he was one of my kids since he was 5 years old. So he played with me from the time he was 6 years old to, he was 12, 13 years old. And I coached baseball with him too. So not only did I have him in football, I had him in baseball. So he was around me and my family and going on, baseball trips and tournaments and all that, man. And Bo was a player, though. You had a chance to have Bo over Carlisle before he left and went over to Jones. But the kid was just he was a clown. I mean, he was a kid that was always going to make you.
He loved to have fun.
Yeah, he did, man. I remember one time coming home, man, and I'll just be my last story. I came home and he made some Roman noodles in my microwave, and I came home and it was burnt.
Yeah.
And I said, what the heck is that smell? And Gabe and Deshaun, Bo did it. I said, what did he do? He didn't put no water in the noodles. I said, oh, man, this knucklehead. And then we had a big old, I remember it was during summertime because he would come over when Rome would go to work. Jessica had this big old deal of pecani sauce.
Yeah.
Well, he grabbed it out of the refrigerator and dropped it. And so we had pecani sauce all over the kitchen floor. You know what pecani sauce smells like. But the kid was a knucklehead, but he's a kid that you love, though, man. He was a kid that I love, man. I mean, Coach Tony, man. I mean, I'm just telling you, man. I'm having fun with the family, having fun with Roman and the coaches, man. I'm just telling you, man. We look really, really prepared last week, and I tell you right now, Holyfield's going to be tough because, I mean, it's one of those little small country teams, and they're going to bring it. But I tell you, man, Little League football is really fun, though, and just to see these guys doing the things they're doing. But that's all I got to say on Keeping It 100. What?
Oklahoma high school sports.
We'll see you next week with round 2. Can I say it one more time?
Playoffs.
We'll see you.